You felt it for years, even if you never said it out loud. That dry weight in your chest, that quiet belief that life could have been different, and that somehow you ended up with the worst cards on the table. You look back and see choices you can't undo, doors that closed forever, paths that never opened. And a part of you still waits for an explanation, as if someone owed you an apology for the way your story unfolded. But there is no explanation. There is only what remains, only what's still in your hands, only the silent bonus of existence you keep ignoring while mourning the part you lost. Caleb knows this feeling. He spent years trying to renegotiate the past, trying to trade the cards he received, trying to fix a game that was never broken, only misunderstood, until one day he woke in a strange, endless place, a desert made entirely of shattered mirrors, each fragment showing what was, what wasn't, and what could never be. In this desert, no fantasy survives. No alternate life protects you. No lie endures. Only the truth remains. What's in your hand is what exists, and that is what you must play. If you have the courage to walk into this desert, it will not punish you. It will reveal what can still be built from what survived. Breathe, enter. Caleb walks across the shattered landscape, each step shifting pieces of glass buried in pale dust. The horizon flickers with distorted reflections of a sky that doesn't belong to the world beneath it. The air is razor dry. The shards chime softly, like memories trying to speak. Some fragments show his face. Others show versions of him that never came to be. This is what your life looks like when you reject the cards you were given. Every regret becomes a shard. Every imagined past becomes a crack. Caleb kneels beside one fragment, showing a version untouched by pain. He looks away. Avoidance always distorts the truth, and you avoid the same things, hoping the past disappears. But it doesn't. It multiplies. He moves deeper into the mirrored desert, where the pieces grow larger like windows into stories that never happened. Whole cities he never visited, lives he never lived, futures that never belonged to him. The light hits these illusions with a cruel sharpness, making them look tempting and impossible at the same time. You do this to compare the life you have with fantasies that never existed. You imagine a perfect timeline where everything went right, a version of you who never failed, but none of it is real. Caleb touches a perfect mirror, and it cracks instantly, shattering the illusion. No imagined life survives contact with the truth. Only the real one is strong enough to continue. He enters a graveyard of small shards. Each step crackles as if walking over old disappointments. Caleb finds one shimmering in the dust, revealing a memory of something he always wanted but never received. It darkens the moment he touches it, as if reality rejects the fantasy. You're angry at the cards you never got, angry at the life that didn't unfold the way you planned, angry at the people who started ahead. But even if you had received those cards, you would have found something else to crave, to envy, to regret. Pain shifts shapes. Dissatisfaction adapts. Suffering doesn't come from fate, it comes from comparison. Caleb lets the dark shard fall. A dry wind sweeps it away. The desert shifts into an area where mirrors no longer reflect anything. They're worn smooth, stripped of images, stripped of lies. These are the mirrors of the present, brutal, simple, honest. Caleb runs his fingers across a dull surface. Nothing appears. There is no past here, no alternate self, no fantasy to hide behind. Only what remains. And that is enough. Think of how much of your suffering comes not from the present you're living, but from the past you keep trying to resurrect. Think of how often you cling to versions of yourself that no longer exist. Caleb kneels, dust clinging to his hands. There is nothing here to recover, but everything here can still be used. That is the difference between living and staying stuck. He moves toward a region where the mirrors begin to shine again, yet not with old images. These mirrors are blank, smooth, untouched, like clean pages scattered across the desert. They don't hold memories. They hold potential. Most people don't realize they are living a bonus. You act like everything is already decided, as if nothing more can be built. But life always leaves a small, silent space where possibility still breathes. Caleb places his hand on one of the warm glass plates. It holds no image, it waits. These mirrors aren't there to remind you of who you were. They wait for who you decide to become. Caleb climbs a hill made of fogged glass. At the top, he finds a single untouched mirror, simple, whole, deliberate. It reflects only him as he is now. No edits, no illusions. This is the mirror you avoid, the self that exists, not the self you wish for. Caleb stares at his reflection and feels discomfort rise like heat, not shame, responsibility. You undervalue your own hand because it isn't perfect. You curse it because it isn't someone else's. Caleb places his palm on the mirror. It hums faintly, like a living thing responding. This reflection is waiting for something. So is your life. He pulls his hand away, and the image remains solid. This is your only hand, and it is enough. As Caleb accepts this truth, the desert responds. The mirrors tremble lightly. A buried glow awakens between the cracks. Something in the ground seems to breathe. Acceptance shifts the entire landscape. Not because the world becomes easier, but because you stop wasting energy resisting what already is. Caleb approaches a cluster of mirrors that begin aligning themselves, forming a narrow, illuminated path. Life does not give new paths to those who deny their ground. It reveals a path only when you finally stand where you are. Caleb steps onto the first glowing shard. The light responds like recognition. Acceptance isn't surrender, it's ignition. He continues forward. The desert rearranges itself. The shards never become whole again. They don't need to. They move just enough to reveal what was previously hidden. Transformation begins not when you get better cards, but when you stop wasting the ones in your hand. Caleb reaches several larger mirrors, each reflecting a different angle of his present self. The tired version, the determined version, the wounded one, the one who still hopes. He sees all of them at once and accepts all of them. The desert falls completely silent. The light softens like a held breath. Life does not ask for perfection. It asks for presence. And what remains is enough to begin. The desert is calm now. No illusions call him back. No fantasies pull at his mind. What survives stands quietly beneath his feet. Caleb realizes, maybe for the first time, that the life he has is the life that matters. Suffering didn't come from his cards. It came from resisting them, from comparison, from dreaming of destinies that weren't his. When he accepts the cards he holds, the mirrors stop showing what's impossible. They show one thing only, the path forward. Your peace comes from the same place, not from the life you lost, but from the life that remains, the bonus you kept overlooking. Your cards aren't perfect. They don't need to be. You can win with them. You can rebuild with them. You can transform with them. The only thing you cannot do is pretend you don't hold them. Caleb steps forward with a quiet certainty. No more fantasies. No more rewrites. Only the dry, honest ground beneath him. The only place where a real life can be built. And a truth rises from the desert like a quiet revelation. The cards life gave you are not punishment. They are instruction. Play them as if you chose each one. If this walk through the mirrored desert touched something in you, if it helped you see your life with a little more clarity, then keep going. There's another path ahead, darker, deeper, quieter, waiting for your next step. If you wish to continue, the next video is already there, like another mirror turning in your direction. No pressure, just choice.